This is OneWrestling.com, 24/7 wrestling news.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Big Ray's Wrestling Show. I'm the Mark of the Masters, the man with a plan. Big Ray here to say to talk TNA Genesis 2013 today. This is a recap show of the Genesis pay-per-view. Ladies and gentlemen, TNA released some information earlier today that they will be shrinking their pay-per-view schedules down from 13 to just 4. That being Genesis Lockdown, Slammiversary, and Bound for Glory. My opinion is, I think it's a really good thing for professional wrestling. I think during the Attitude Era WCW, they had to do it to compete. I think too many pay-per-views watered down the product. I think they'll be able to focus more on weekly programming. I think it's a good thing. I really want to know what you guys think. Please leave a comment below here at YouTube or OneWrestling.com. Send me a tweet at Big Ray Show. Maybe I'll put it up in my next video. Ladies and gentlemen, very interesting. Dixie Carter, speaking of Twitter, actually, she sent a tweet out earlier saying that there's a new stipulation for the match tonight between James Storm and Christopher Daniels, stating that whoever wins will be the number 1 contender, excuse me, for the TNA World Heavyweight Championship. We're going to jump in for the TNA World Heavyweight Tag Team Championship match between Chavo Guerrero Hernandez, Joey Ryan, and Matt Morgan. Ladies and gentlemen, it was a really, really good match. I'll basically jump into the match really quickly. The tag team champ actually hit a double drop kick on Matt Morgan, causing him to kind of fall over Joey Ryan, schoolboy style. Then Hernandez hits Joey Ryan with possibly one of the meanest, baddest power bombs I've seen in a long time. Chavo up to the top rope for the frog splash. 1, 2, 3. The tag team champions retain the title. Now, my question to you is, do you think it's time for Joey Ryan and Matt Morgan to get a title run? As wrestling fans know, as insiders know, or smart marks say, Joey Ryan and Matt Morgan are hot. The fans are hot for Joey Ryan and Matt Morgan. Is it time for them to have a tag team title run? Or is the chase more interesting? We'll move on. We have JB, excuse me, we have JB backstage with Mr. Anderson. Mr. Anderson says he's tired about talking about the Aces and Ace, chewing his gum. He says everyone needs to grow up. He's just hanging out, having a good time. We jump into the match. We have Samoa Joe versus Mr. Anderson. Joe tries to hit him with the Muscle Buster, but he's distracted by Mike Knox, who is in the freaking audience. Well, when Joe turns around, he's greeted by a mic check. 1, 2, 3. Mr. Anderson goes over Mike Knox. Again, is Mr. Anderson a member of the Aces and Eights? Or, like I think, is he trying to do like an inside job type of thing? You know, like in the movies where the cop joins the mafia and he tries to get into the mafia's good graces, gets close to the mafia so they can take him down. Is this what's happening? Or is Mr. Anderson just an a-hole? I guess we'll find out. But we're going to move on to the number 1 contenders match for the X Division Championship. We have Kenny King versus Christian York. And ladies and gentlemen, Christian York goes over Kenny King with a roll-up. Now, I asked before in my previous video, do you think Kenny King is ready for an X Division title run? And again, is this an instance where the chase is better than the actual title run? I think Kenny King eventually is going to be a superstar in TNA, if he isn't already. I think he has exactly what it takes, and I actually can see Kenny King holding the TNA World Heavyweight Championship down the line, depending on how they build his character. What do you guys think? But Kenny King is out of the picture. Well, after the match, Kenny King is not too happy. He hits Christian York with a, I guess, inverted or reverse, kind of like a John Cena attitude adjustment, taking York out. RVD comes down to the ring for his match because the winner of that match faced RVD for the title. And RVD thought that Christian York wasn't ready for the championship match. He was hurt. He said, "You don't have to do this." But Christian York started the fight back. RVD had no other choice but to actually wrestle the match. RVD actually goes over the frog splash, defeating Christian York again. Does Kenny King get the next championship? Does he get the next championship match? Is he the next #1 contender? It's going to be interesting to see. I wouldn't mind seeing a three-way between these guys. That would be pretty cool. But anyway, maybe a little Ultimate X. That would be awesome. Anyway, we move on. All right, so we have Joseph Park. Now, we know Joseph Park has been training in OVW, and he's impressed the trainer down there. He finally got Hulk Hogan to say okay to having his match, and he ends up fighting Devon. Joseph Park actually started bleeding in the match, and he started going nuts. He started hulking up like Hulk Hogan did. He started hitting Devon with clotheslines. He actually hits him with a black hole slam, just like his brother, Abyss, and he picks Devon up in a choke slam, but Devon is too smart, lands on his feet, rolls up Joseph Park for the 1-2-3, and then attacks Joseph Park from behind. Devon ends the match celebrating, holding the TV title over his head over Joseph Park. Devon goes over Joseph Park. Now, my question to you is, does Joseph Park get another match? Hulk Hogan already caved in once. Is he going to cave in again? Is Hulk Hogan going to make him an actual wrestler on the TNA roster? We're going to have to find out. Let's see what happens this week on Impact. Check out my Impact report every week here at OneWrestling.com or YouTube.com/OneWrestlingVideo. We move on to the Knockouts Gauntlet, #1 contenders, Knockout Division Championship match. That was a lot to say. And I'm going to go through the match really quickly. a lot of stuff happened. Gail Kim goes over Test Marker, 1-2-3 with the Eaton defeat. Kim rolls up ODB, grabbing the tights, 1-2-3, she cheats. Kim rolls up Mickie James, grabbing the tights, she cheats, 1-2-3. Gail Kim is trying to cheat again with her feet up on the rope, but the referee catches her versus Velvet Sky. Velvet Sky is able to turn it around, hit the 1-2-3. Velvet Sky is now the #1 contender for Tara's Knockouts Division Championship. Interested to see what's going to happen. We have now the #1 contenders match between Christopher Daniels and Cowboy James Storm in what is, again, Christopher Daniels and Kazarian are my favorite tag team. I've said this a dozen times. And but I would kind of like to see Christopher Daniels get one more title run. I would like to know what you guys think. Do you think he's too old? I think he's phenomenal. I think he's probably one of the top performers in the ring. He's fantastic on the mic. He's got a lot of charisma. So what? He doesn't have the size. At this point, I don't think it matters anymore in professional wrestling. I think Christopher Daniels, I think he deserves a championship run. And I would like to know what you guys think. But that's if he wins this match. He does. Christopher Daniels goes over Cowboy James Storm, of course, with the assistance of Kaz and the assistance of putting his feet on the ropes for leverage. He did what Gail Kim couldn't do. He cheats. He goes over for the 1-2-3. So Christopher Daniels, with his feet on the rope, goes over Cowboy James Storm. Referee didn't see it. Ladies and gentlemen, we move on, and I'm going to go over this really quickly. You guys know this week on Impact is going to be really interesting to see. Bully Ray proposed to Brooke Hogan. She said yes, slapped the ring on her finger. Hulk Hogan walked out so upset. Brother, dude. Bully Ray thanked the fans, thanked Brooke Hogan. They wanted to know whether they wanted to invite Lady Gaga, the Rolling Stones, to their wedding. I don't know. It's going to be... I think this week's Impact is going to be really crazy. Again, with eliminating the pay-per-views, now they're going to really be able to focus on the shows, on the weekly shows themselves. So it's going to be really interesting to see what's going to happen. DOC, excuse me, versus Sting. Basically, Sting hits a Stinger Splash, hits DOC with the Scorpion Death Drop. Nothing major, I think, happened in this match, except for after DOC gets pinned for the 1-2-3, the Aces and Eights all rush into the ring. I thought they were going to destroy Sting, but they pull DOC outside the ring, and Bully Ray, again, makes the save. Now, I've said this 1,000 times. I haven't really heard from you guys. I want to know what you guys think. Do you think Bully Ray is trying to get to Hulk Hogan through Brooke? Is he a member of the Aces and Eights? I know what people say on the internet. I know people already know who the Aces and Eights wrestlers are, but TNA can change. the storyline. I mean, maybe Bully Ray's, maybe he is the president of the Aces and Eights. We don't really know what's going on, ladies and gentlemen. And I would like to know what you guys think. What is your opinion on the whole Bully Ray situation? Bully Ray's always been about Bully Ray. Even when he was in the WWE. I just think it's a little weird that he's become such a goody two-shoes. But anyway, we move on to the main event of the evening, the three-way World Heavyweight Championship elimination match between Jeff Hardy, Bobby Roode, and Austin Aries, which was the match of the evening. I really love these guys in the ring. Believe it or not, Bobby Roode was the first eliminated by Austin Aries with a roll-up. Bobby Roode is now, again, out of the title picture. It is Austin Aries versus Jeff Hardy. And Jeff Hardy goes over after a twist of fate and a swanton bomb, Austin Aries. So Jeff Hardy holds on to the TNA World Heavyweight Championship. None of the titles change hands in this pay-per-view. Really interesting. I'm wondering what TNA is actually going to do down the line. I'm really, really interested to see in what direction TNA goes. Ladies and gentlemen, I know, you guys, if you're a real wrestling fan, again, I think TNA has a better product, wrestling in ring-wise. I think WWE is actually getting a lot better. But give TNA a chance, ladies and gentlemen. Check out the programming. I think it's really good programming, and I have a feeling that they're going to go to another level this year. I'm not trying to quote Hulk Hogan, but again, this is my opinion. I just love wrestling. I say this all the time. I would do this for a living, but if I can, I would do it anyway. Why? Because I love talking wrestling. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Big Ray's show coming to you live from the locker room here in New York City, where I'm going to be doing my pay-per-view recaps and reviews, hopefully every month. Well, it's only going to be 4 times a year now, so. Ladies and gentlemen, catch me here every week at OneWrestling.com or YouTube.com/OneWrestlingVideo. Follow me on Twitter at Big Ray Show. Don't forget to check out my homegirl, Lady B from the NYC. And, of course, the legend, the classic, the man, Bill Apter, here at OneWrestling.com. Don't let him catch you in Apter's Alley, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll see you next week for my TNA Impact recap. Have a good one. Peace.